Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day, and today is Friday the 19th, I think it is. And today was a beautiful day out, nice and hot, sunny. Got outside this morning, got some yard work done, got I think like 15 new plants planted, 16 new plants planted, and got some dirt moved around, all that good stuff. Went for my run. Got my run in. I ended up doing like a little over 2 miles a day. I only had to do a 1 mile for the Runner's World Streak, but I needed to go register my dirt bike to be riding on the OHV parks and the state land here in Iowa. So instead of taking the van up, worrying about parking and all that kind of crap, I just ramped to the courthouse and back. So it worked out a little over 2 miles. Funny thing on the way back, I decided to hit a couple yard sales on the way. I saw some signs, so it took me out of my way a little farther than I needed to be. But it all worked out for the good. Ended up finding a couple items that I wouldn't mind having. Also saved me some time, because I think I'm going to go yard selling tomorrow on the recumbent bike. And I think what's going to happen that I'm going to be able to knock off a couple of those that aren't worth going to. They kind of had everything out already, they said, and they weren't worth messing with. So we'll see what happens there. Also, there's actually one... not sure if I'm going to ride the bike down to it or not. It's like 20 miles away, whatever. Part of me wants to ride the bike there, but my big fear is I'm going to get there and it'll be almost, an hour and a half ride there and stuff. So I'm going to have to leave extra early to get there for an early start for the beginning picking of it. And I'm going to find something I like. I'm going to have to drive home, ride home, get the van, drive back down and pick it up. So that one there, I'm probably going to go ahead and take the van down to. They got some nice stuff listed in the paper, and they're claiming it's going to be super cheap, all that kind of stuff. We'll have to see what their definition of super cheap. So it sounds like one of the wealthier type people that are selling some super high-end stuff, and some of those people think their idea of cheap is 20% off retail. So definitely not what I'm looking for. I'm looking more like 80% off retail, and that's kind of what I'm after. So probably make the trip down. It looks like it's one of the ones that starts the earliest of them all. And so I'll probably go ahead and just get up super early tomorrow, take off in the van, head down there, check it out. They're also calling for a chance of rain this evening, and well, I guess overnight and early morning, a little bit of rain. So we'll see what happens there. If that one's a bust or if it's good either way, when I get back, I'll probably bring the van back, drop it off, and take the bike yard selling from there on out. It's amazing. It seems like I can get a little better deals from some people riding up on the bike. I don't know if they think I'm extra cheap, not willing to pay for gas or what. I haven't had a single person turn me down on my pricing when I make an offer and I show up on the bike. Or even like today, I showed up jogging up in my full running gear, running shoes, water bottle, all that kind of stuff. And a handful of people looked at me like I was crazy. Like, one, they don't see a lot of runners around here. We're not a big running community. And on top of that, I'm not the youngest guy in the world, so that kind of adds into it. And to be yard selling while out running is even weirder. I ended up finding myself a really nice little ceiling fan that my original thought was I was going to go ahead and throw it out in the garage above like the wood stove to kind of help blow some of the heat around the garage. But it's actually one of those like really small, like I'm going to guess 24 inches maybe, little tiny thing. So I think I might actually go ahead and install that in the house. I've been thinking about sticking one in the back room or even actually in the bathroom, both. So I might see what it looks like, kind of just hold against the ceiling and see how wide it's actually going to end up being, and go from there. The one thing I'm going to do before I do that either way is I'm going to trace the blades and make a couple patterns. I'm thinking about trying to make a couple of dragonfly type things and stuff like that you see off of the patterns. The blades aren't nearly as long for the big long railing banisters I want to do, but it'll be long enough for doing some small size versions of them. Still like a wall hanger, but on the smaller version. So if I use the pattern of those to trace out a pattern, I can then use my router to make it out of whatever wood I want. So that's gonna be my main thing with it, is go ahead and do that. And they're asking like $8 for it, which is super cheap. It's probably a $50 fan. Unfortunately though, to put it in the house, it's got one of those little tiny crappy socket lights that isn't gonna work. So I'll probably cut it off and actually install myself a full-on socket so I can actually install a full light bulb up in there. So we'll go from there and I'll see what happens. Who knows? I might end up out in the garage anyway. I also want to stick one, if I can find one that's better for humidity, kind of handle the rain and that kind of stuff. I want to put one on my front porch, and I actually want to install one up at my buddy's up underneath the carport up there where we sit around and smoke cigars and stuff. It'd be nice to have one up there too. So I'm still looking for an outdoor fan. Haven't had luck with that yet. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got for today. Oh, I got a bunch of all the mowing done for all the yards and stuff. Got my rider going. That was actually pretty handy. Got that knocked out pretty quick. I really like the rider. So then with the push mower, I caught the edge of the sidewalk like an idiot and ruined a blade. So that's going to cost me another $30 or so to get that fixed. So definitely going to get that done by next week, or I won't be able to mow. Talk to you guys later. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.